guys, welcome to Costa Mesa, the home, California home of Persang, Argentina, and my boy John Bothwell. Hey. Smile, buddy.
How you doing?
You remember this guy? He came with us on All Cars Go to Heaven, driving his Model T off-road, and this is his Bugatti Type 35 by Persang, which you just got back from driving across the country.
That's right.
Which is crazy. How many miles?
4,200.
That is awesome. John is, for those of you who don't listen to our podcast or if you haven't watched our movie, one of the most hardcore people that I've ever met. I love you because you're like out of the 1930s. Like people like you don't exist. It's like 3 cigars and 2 espressos before 7 a.m. But more importantly, the man simply whips old cars. You love it.
Gotta whip them.
And so tell me about your Type 35.
Okay, well this car was built a year ago, and it's stock 1927. So this is a 1927 car from an engineering standpoint. Really ahead of its time. First car with alloy wheels. One of the first cars that used the motor as an actual chassis component. So I mean your lateral chassis support is the lower crankcase. It's a 2.3 liter engine. It's not this giant 10 liter T-head thing like all the other cars in the 20s had. This is a proper formula car. It's supercharged.
This was a Grand Prix car.
This was a Grand Prix car. It's got an undefeated record to this day. It won over 600 races in its time. Only 25 were built in period.
So this was built a year ago at Persang in Argentina.
That's right.
And I'm gonna get some shots while you're talking over here. But you guys, it's not a replica because you guys literally build everything. I mean, like everything from engine castings all the way up to fittings and stuff like that, right?
We do everything in-house. We have 100 people full-time. We copy the original technology. We build it the way they built it. It's indistinguishable from an original car.
And also, every single part is interchangeable as well, right?
It's interchangeable. It's exactly how they were. Exactly how they are.
So what does this thing weigh?
About 1,600 pounds.
Okay, and how much power does it make?
140 horsepower.
And tell me about the suspension design of this thing.
Okay, so semi-elliptical front, quarter elliptical rear, which is nice because it keeps the back end tight. The front axle is a hollow forging to reduce the unsuspended weight. Bugatti was nuts about these little details. He figured out stuff nobody else was doing. Equalized braking tension, front to rear, side to side, all these weird little sprockets and tensioners from the brake cables. I mean, this thing is ahead of its time like nothing else. You drive this car today, you close your eyes for a second and you think you're driving a Porsche, like a 911 or something. This is a car designed in the 1920s. It's crazy.
So open the bonnet for me if you don't mind. I know people are gonna get mad because I said bonnet, not hood. Look at that.
A little piece of jewelry.
I mean, it really is. So point out some of the interesting stuff that's going on with this engine.
Well, we have a supercharger here that's being driven off of this shaft. This is coming
that's
up.
a root-style supercharger?
Root-style supercharger, twin lobes, and you've got a carburetor underneath. So the intake's coming up, the supercharger sucking it up, and then putting it into your intake manifolds. This is a blow-off valve in case it backfires. Intake manifolds are water jacketed, you know, like to make sure that the temperature of the whole setup is consistent with engine temperature before you introduce the gas to the ignition chamber. This is interesting. This drive shaft here, equalizer coupling made out of leather like it would have been. Couplings up here to the magneto made out of leather like they would have been. So no cheating.
And this, like, you realize where the term engine block came from because it's literally a block. It's a square block, which is just crazy.
2 cast iron blocks, 4 and 4, and then everything else is aluminum.
That's just wild. And then the only difference is I remember you telling me from this to a proper original car, you run, is it a different camshaft with a different firing order or different? You run a different firing order, right?
We offer as an option a modified firing order, which increases the performance because back in the early 20s they hadn't figured out a conventional straight 8 order. In Bugatti's later cars, he adopted that conventional firing order we know today. So what we've done is an upgrade option for our clients is make that a thing that people can tick off the sheet.
Right. So other than that one thing, you know, is there anything else from a, you know, it looks bang on. You could drive this on the lawn at Pebble Beach and nobody would question. Is there anything hidden in there that we can't see that is different from how the car was?
You know, everything is soup to nuts, just how they were. I mean, down to these leather couplings, down to the way that the car drives, down to the instruments. This is a Bugatti. This is what they were. This is the driving experience that you had in the 1920s.
Well, I think it's time we had that driving experience. Think I could fit in it?
We'll see.
I don't know. It's going to be close, but we're going to have a go. It's going to get loud, but I'm going to try. All right, buddy.
Okay, make sure you're in neutral.
I got in here. That was I genuinely didn't think I would.
We are.
But here we are. Okay. Type 35. Shifter is outboard.
Yeah.
Outside of the body of the car.
Outboard shifter.
Pedals are normal though. Gas on the right, brake in the middle, clutch on the left. Well, it's different than the Alpha. The Alpha was reversed. That bugged me all kinds out. So how do I start it?
Okay, make sure you're neutral. Just slide it back and forth. Okay, that's neutral.
Neutral. I can see there's actually a gated linkage.
Yeah, right.
Here. Although it seems like, why can't I go? It won't let me go into all the way to third.
Well, that's just because we're not moving.
Oh, okay,
they're not
cool.
synchro mesh.
All right.
So you're in neutral. Do not turn the key, but just push it in. The key
Where's
that's
the key?
right there.
That's a key?
Yeah, just push it in.
In.
Contact.
It turned a little bit.
That's okay.
Okay.
We're on.
Okay.
Now what we're gonna do is we're going to retard the spark.
So that lever is the spark. Okay, retard the spark.
And then your button is just to the right of steering column under the dash. You're gonna feel a button.
Under the Here. Okay.
Yeah.
Clutch
right?
in.
No.
Okay.
Give it some gas.
Oh yeah.
Rev it real good.
Oh yeah. Let's see if we got audio. We're not blowing out. Okay. Let's try and get some audio.
How do your pedals feel? Brake, clutch?
The clutch has no feel. It just feels like a little button pretty much.
Yeah, that's normal.
And then the gas pedal feels responsive and the brake pedal feels tight.
All right.
But I have no shoes on, so I can move my feet around a little bit.
That's good.
Now we drive?
Now we drive.
So first gear is down left.
Yeah.
Second gear is up left. Third gear is down right.
Yeah.
And fourth gear is up right.
That's right.
Don't press that button because that's
press that
reverse
button.
lockout. First gear.
Plenty of gas.
Here we go, buddy. Bugatti.
How the brakes feel?
Okay, wait. Before we roll out into traffic. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go down to PCA to go for a cruise.
Left here.
Yeah. So far, easy, actually. So me and Thaddeus, before Thaddeus left for Dubai, started the hashtag driving is hard, which John stole and continues to use with our permission, of course.
Oh, you didn't start that hashtag.
Thaddeus
I started that hashtag.
No, Thaddeus started it.
That was me and Joe. We started that.
No, we did it to make fun of people who couldn't drive. That's what driving is hard. That was, but you embrace the driving is hard mentality.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. This is so lovely.
This car is amazing. I got to tell you, I love driving this car.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Oh, that's kind of heavy.
Straight forward.
Yeah, 1 gear down.
Yeah, good job, man. Doing great.
Oh, this is lovely. Okay, brakes. Brake test.
Brakes are great, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, actually. For a car of this era, actually, so far, yes.
At the next light, you want to turn right.
Okay. I know we're seeing a little traffic. We're going to go down to PCH, but just being in this and then looking around at all the normal cars, she's looking at me with such disdain.
Well, she's in a Japanese import. What do you expect?
I mean, if I was in a Civic, I'd be a little hating of guys.
I'd be pissed off, yeah.
But
okay, here we go.
First gear. So when you see a lot of these really old cars, you see in the front tires, they have that positive camber.
Yeah.
Why do they have the positive camber?
To keep the car from spinning out based on where the center of the car is. Helps the front end wedge in and grab the road.
Hey, I'm doing good at this.
You're doing great.
This is way easier to drive than the Alpha.
Oh, way easier.
Way easier. And older as well, right?
Yeah, we're talking, this is designed in the early 20s, basically.
Let me see that real quick. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good. We're
focus shift now.
I had to remember where to go. So if I want to downshift, do I just flip it normally, or what do I do?
I would only downshift from 4th to 3rd.
Okay.
For now. Don't try the crossover until, you know, until we've been in it for another half hour.
Okay. All right, so the brakes aren't bad. The shifter is actually very easy.
This is all stock. We haven't changed anything.
This is how it came.
This is how it came.
Can I go?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, Bugatti! This is amazing! Oh, I'm such a boss in this! The view over the engine,
Yeah.
That's incredible!
The most amazing car to drive that there is.
You went across the whole country in this thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
4,000 miles.
my leg is definitely getting some gearbox heat. Uh-oh. Oh, the brakes are like good. I saw the light turn yellow and I went into a panic for a second, but then like it stopped. This is great. So do I have to do any like weird stuff while I'm driving? Like,
No, I do. I have
what
to
do you
turn
have to
on.
do?
No, I'm gonna turn on the supercharger oil feed. That's a manual thing, so I'm monitoring that.
Okay.
I'm in the
Is that- you have a
mechanic
gauge
seat.
for that?
We don't have a gauge, but I'm monitoring. We have 6 other gauges that I'm looking at. I'm monitoring the oil, the supercharger oil feed. So the riding mechanic does all that, so you can just drive.
This has a boost gauge. What kind of boost does this thing make?
5 pounds.
The gauge goes to 30.
Yeah.
That's very Bugatti of them.
Yeah, right.
This is easy. What a magnificent thing. But you still, the people that race these, oh my God.
Incredible.
Whipping! Wow, this is so cool. This makes me so happy. It's so much easier to drive than the Alpha. It's not scary.
No.
Could there possibly be a better PCH car? Can I try a downshift 4 to 3?
Yeah.
I downshifted! Yeah, buddy! That's right! I'm actually surprised at how stiff it is. I thought it would be a little, like, floatier.
It's a very tight car. You can imagine what it would be like on a track. It just wears the road like a glove on the turns.
Well, and you have customers that take these things to track days, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. Is it eligible for vintage racing?
Yeah,
It
for
is.
quite a few. Yeah, you know, these are racing all over the world. And, you know, that's really where you see the car is on the racetrack as far as understanding it and seeing it what it's good at in its
Yeah.
element.
Are you saying it's not good in traffic on the BCH? I think it's excellent at this.
It's very forgiving. I mean, this is not where you want to take basically a formula car,
Right.
but it's very forgiving. I mean, look what we're doing.
I didn't see. Does it have a fan?
There's a fan we put on it that's on a thermostat.
So it won't overheat in traffic.
No.
Strangely enough, aside from the reverse gear pattern, it's actually very normal.
Yeah.
It's very easy to be smooth. Really not hard at all. Where do we loop around? Here?
I'm sorry.
Loop around?
Yeah, whenever you want. You can take it out as long as you want.
Well, we got
Keep going if you
got
want.
a bunch of oh, can I try the turning radius? Can I make a U-turn here? You
Oh,
think?
yeah.
This is great. I would drive this thing all day, but I